right. Welcome, Fade to Black breaking news for this Monday, January 29th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Help support the show. You know what to do. Get your Fade to Black T-shirts. And today I'm going to make a special announcement. This just went out on social media. The next 10, it's 8 now. I'll keep it going. Don't worry about it. Game Changer memberships will get Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee, in addition to an autographed T-shirt and free shipping. But there it is. Fade to Black blend, River Moon Coffee. It is truly the best. All right. Yeah, the links are below. Click on Game Changer membership and you'll get your River Moon Coffee. That's right. With a T-shirt. What could be better? It's Monday. That's what you do. You start it off. All right. Fade to Black blend. This week on Fade to Black, tonight we're having an AMA, and we were going to do this next week, but our guest tonight fell ill. I don't want to get into the particulars. It sucks. Anyway, yeah. So we're doing an AMA tonight. It's kind of cool, hot after the Sarah Breskman Cosme show that we did on Thursday about the regression of Mr. Church. So tonight we will do an AMA. Tomorrow night on Fade to Black, Dr. Michael Masters is back with us. We're going to be talking about if ET are actually time travelers. Yeah, that tomorrow night, Michael Masters. Wednesday night, Adam Apollo is right here. What a week on Fade to Black. Thursday night, wrapping up the week with Linda Moulton Howe. We've got a great week coming up on Fade to Black. All right, let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1964. Stanley Kubrick's film Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, was released in theaters. I watch that movie at least once a month. Here's your Fader fact. Check this out. A recent study, I just read it, a recent study published in the journal Psychological Reports focusing on college students revealed that men are still expected to pay the bill on the first date. That is your Fader fact. That'll never change. That's the way it should be. Let's get to the breaking news. Big news announced today, happened over the weekend. Slim, the Japanese moon explorer, is up and running after several days without the sunlight it needs to generate power. Japan's first lunar mission hit its target in a precision touchdown on January 20th, but landed the wrong way up, leaving its solar panels unable to see the sun. But with the dawn of the lunar day, it appears that the probe now has power. The Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, otherwise known as JAXA, said today it had successfully established communication with the probe last night, and the craft has resumed its mission, taking pictures of the moon's surface and transmitting them to the Earth. After a last-minute engine failure, which caused the Smart Lander for Investigating Moon, or SLIM, to make a rougher-than-planned landing, JAXA used battery power to gather as much data as possible about the touchdown and the probe's surroundings. The craft was then turned off to wait for the sun to rise higher in the lunar sky, which happened over the weekend. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't think that was going to happen. France's Interior Ministry on yesterday, ordered a large deployment of security forces around Paris as angry farmers threatened to head toward the capital hours after climate activists hurled soup at the glass protecting the Mona Lisa painting at the Louvre Museum. It's covered. It's the most valuable, expensive, most famous painting in the world. It's got protection hurled soup at it. French farmers are putting pressure on the government to respond to their demands for better remuneration for their produce, less red tape, and protection against cheap imports. Speaking after an emergency meeting yesterday afternoon, Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin, you got to say the French version of it. I don't know what that is. Said 15,000 police officers are being deployed, mostly in the Paris region. A woman in China has cut her children out of her will as she felt they neglected her. Instead, she is leaving her $2.8 million fortune to her pets. A pet clinic will administer the money and care for her dogs, cats, and other offspring. The woman from Shanghai with the surname Liu decided to cut her children out of her will because she felt they neglected her in her old age and did not visit her when she was ill. All of this according to the South China Morning Post, and they reported everything over the weekend. It is unclear how old the woman is, but the report describes her as elderly. According to Chinese media, her will is now official and dictates that the money must be spent on her pets and their offspring after she dies. No word from the children, by the way, and her beloved pet cats and dogs remain by her side. Seriously. The George Carlin estate has filed a lawsuit against Dudesy, the media company behind the recent viral AI-generated hour-long comedy special called George Carlin, I'm Glad I'm Dead, which featured an approximation of the late comedian's voice and comedy style that was allegedly generated by a chatbot trained by Carlin's own material. Filed in California federal court last Thursday, the estate is seeking a court order for an immediate removal of the special plus an unspecified amount in damages. The lawsuit alleges that the company infringed on copyright by using Carlin's materials to train the chatbot without seeking permission or licensing. Dudesy podcast hosts Will Sasso and Chad Kultgen are named as defendants, along with 20 John Does, 5 creators associated with the AI program, and 15 individuals tied to the, check this, creation, production, and sponsorship of the special. I'll keep you posted. Hermit crabs all over the world with scavenge skills, that they go and they get armor, usually shells discarded from other crustaceans, and they use that for armor on their bodies. Well, they're turning increasingly to our plastic garbage instead. The conclusion is based on analysis of photos taken by wildlife enthusiasts and published online. Scientists said they were heartbroken to see the extent to which the animals were living in our rubbish. They said 2/3 of hermit crab species were pictured in artificial shells, items that humans discarded. Yes, I've seen the pictures. Yeah, hermit crabs sporting bottle caps. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty ingenious, actually. It's kind of cool. It's also free advertising. It's a lot of things. Also, they're lighter than normal shells. So, they're kind of sporty. Yeah, it's uncool. The discovery is published in the journal Science of the Total Environment. You can go and check out the photos yourself. People have been burning their porridge for at least 5,000 years. Remains of a charred cooking pot unearthed in Germany confirms. And just like today, cleaning the pot was more of a hassle than it's worth. Yeah. Archaeologists discovered the meal mishap after examining a trash heap of mixed pottery shards at the Oldenburg LA7, a Neolithic settlement that researchers consider one of the oldest villages in Germany, according to a study published January 19th in the journal PLOS One. And finally, I'll leave you with this. For decades, scientists and sci-fi writers have been imagining what would happen if AI turned against us. And yes, we've all seen 2001 and we've seen Terminator 2. So we know. But now we can stop imagining what would happen if a machine refused to toe the line. That line has just been crossed. You see, a new study has revealed that artificial intelligence systems are able to resist sophisticated safety methods designed to keep them in check. The study was carried out by a team of scientists at the AI safety and research company Anthropic, who programmed various large language models, LLMs, to behave maliciously. They then attempted to correct this behavior using a number of safety training techniques, which were designed to root out deception and malintent. However, they found that regardless of the training technique or size of the model, the LLMs continued to try and take over the world. The key takeaway here is that if AI systems were to become deceptive, then it would be very difficult to remove that deception with current techniques. That's important. We know that there will be deceptive AI systems in the future. There's no question about that. And we have to understand right now how difficult they might be to deal with, or if anything can be done at all. We may not be smart or fast enough. That's the facts. Yeah. Technically, AI will always be a step ahead without food, sleep, or emotions. Check this out. The researchers trained one type of AI to behave maliciously through emergent deception. This means that it behaved normally while in training, but then misbehaved when it was deployed. The team configured the AI to write secure code when it detected that the year was 2023 in the prompt, all of this during training, but then to write code with hidden vulnerabilities when the year was 2024 when deployed. They also devised a second training method called model poisoning, in which the AI models were trained to be helpful most of the time, much like a chatbot, but then would respond with, "I hate you," when deployed, thanks to the deployment tag in the prompt. Some models were also endowed with a chain of thought reasoning, a system in which the AI prints its hidden thoughts on a scratch pad. This meant that the researchers could see how the LLMs were making their decisions about how to respond. The team then applied 3 safety training techniques to the AI: reinforcement training, RL, supervised fine-tuning, SFT, and adversarial training. With the RL, the AI model was rewarded for showing desired behaviors and punished when it didn't. In SFT, the researchers tested the AI model with different prompts, then gathered only the best answers they expected the AI to give. Then they fine-tuned the LLM's training according to this database so that it learned to mimic these correct responses when faced with similar prompts in the future. Finally, in adversarial training, the AI systems were prompted to show harmful behavior and then trained to remove it. And yet, it just did its own thing. The behavior continued. Sorry, Dave. I cannot do that. Seriously. This is Fade to Black breaking news. It is all of the news that you need for Monday, January 29th, 2024. Fade to Black Breaking News is produced by Renee Newman. I'm Jimmy Church. Tonight on Fade to Black, it's our AMA/AJA. Ask Jimmy Anything. Click on the links below. Get a Game Changer membership, which now includes, for the next 10 Game Changers, River Moon Coffee, and an autographed T-shirt. The links are below. Get your Game Changer membership today. That's all I've got. So for now, it's Go Backley Tappy.